Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 21st July 2024. So let's get started with our discussion. And here I am taking daily edition. So whichever edition you are having, you can go to that edition. And today is Sunday, so there is no editorial, there is no text and context, there is no op-ed page. So there are very little number of articles that we are going to see, and especially we are going to focus on science and technology page, and you can cover many number of articles from science and technology in this class. Okay, so this is the front page, and as usual I will be saying two important things before beginning our analysis. That is about your UPSC syllabus as usual. Okay, UPSC syllabus. Okay, let us wait, there's some technical problem here. Okay, so first one is UPSC syllabus. And not only taking of syllabus is important, but even you have to know which are the micro topics present in your syllabus and focus on your micro topics. And second one is you have to go through PYQs for sure, that is previous questions of both your prelims and as well as mains, so that you can understand how questions are asking from current affairs point of view, and even you can understand like which are the favorite area of UPSC where UPSC loves to give the question, and even you can understand the way the questioning is given, like what are the words you are used to confuse you guys. So you have to know all those things, and after completing of one subject regarding the classes, go through NCRTs, and after NCRTs you have to see the PYQs, and again you have to move to NCRTs, and then you have to start making your notes, and after reading NCRTs you have to go through your standard books. So this is the way of reading for any subject in this UPSC. Clear? Okay, now let us see the front page. So in yesterday's class, we discussed about this India-Bangladesh relations, and there is violence created in Bangladesh. Because of that, they went for internet shutdown, and even there was law and order problem in Bangladesh. We did yesterday's, right? Yesterday's topic. So now there is one add-on, that is they imposed this curfew, and even they went for internet shutdown, and even text message services is off there. They want to control the transformation of information, so even they controlled text message now, and even media organizations are inaccessible in this Bangladesh. Okay, so just add on these things in your yesterday's class notes. So that is a thing in your front page. Yes, here you can see one article, and even one of our students, Hema, asked to discuss about what is this Chandipura virus in yesterday. But yesterday I tried to make a short, but unfortunately it had not been edited everything. But today in Hindu newspaper, in this Delhi edition front page itself, we got this article, and let us see this topic in detail. So title says Center reviews cases of Chandipura virus AES in 3 states. So the keyword here is Chandipura virus, and next one is acute encephalitis. Okay, acute encephalitis syndrome. So let me write the keywords here. First one here is Chandipura virus, and next one is acute encephalitis syndrome. So where we can connect this article? From GS paper 3, we have science and technology. So that science and technology will be studying about this topic of diseases. In diseases, we have again two types, communicable and non-communicable. So unfortunately, this Chandipura virus is communicable. And in the virus, we will be having genetic material. So in every cell, we will be having genetic material like DNA. So in the same virus, you have to say like which is the genetic material is present. So can you tell me the types of genetic material? We have RNA and we have DNA, ribonucleic acid, and next one is deoxyribonucleic acid. So this virus, this Chandipura virus, it is having RNA. Okay, it is having RNA, it is not DNA based virus, and it is very dreadful for children. So encephalitis is nothing but it is related to brain. Okay, so in brain we can see inflammation in brain. So this condition is called as encephalitis, and it is causing acute encephalitis syndrome. So let us see this article in detail. So this article is saying that Union Health Ministry is addressing the rising cases of Chandipura virus and acute encephalitis that have led to 28 deaths. So because of this virus and infections in 3 states, which are those Gujarat, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. So in these 3 states, about 28 deaths had been recorded so far. So because of this, now our Union Health Ministry is taking some steps to control this. So what are the things that we can grasp from this article? The first one is because of increasing of deaths or 28 deaths, now we can understand it is one of the raising concern, right? So we need a public health emergency. We can consider it as public health emergency, and we need urgent government action to control these casualties in these regions. And next one is, so we need multidisciplinary teams, like it have to focus on health crisis, and some have to focus on containing of transmission, and even we need expertise effective responses to the treatment regarding this virus. So here we need a multidisciplinary team. So this is the second important thing that we have to focus. And next one is we need epidemiological studies also. So epidemiology is nothing but it is a branch of science which deals with the collection of data. For example, it said that in these three states like Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, so there is increasing of casualties. So we have to see exactly in which state how many cases are there, and in which state the deaths are there, and in which age of children it is happening. So if you are collecting this data, then it is called as epidemiological study. So if you are having this data, then we can especially focus on the symptoms, and as well as we will be trying to control at least the deaths. Okay, so we need epidemiological and environmental studies so that we can focus on the data collection and understand the contribution of the factors to this AES which is leading to, so that we can have a better prevention strategies. And next one is we have to find the infectious agents. So through which agents it is transmitting in the fast. And next one is we need even geographical disparities, like in some areas, mostly slum areas will be there, okay, and in some areas we will be having like developed areas, and in which areas so this disease is spreading. We can understand that whether sanitation is playing a very important role or not in the transmission of this disease. And next one is we have to even continuously monitor the situation, and timely response is very much required to control this health threat and as well as to protect this population. And not only these steps, but we need to focus on even awareness. So we have to let the people to know about what is this disease, how they are getting, and what are the signs and symptoms are there, and what is the treatment plans. Everything we have to make aware the people. So all these things are important, and here you can see, so this is that virus, okay, Chandipura virus. And can you see this insect? So can you expect what is this insect is? Can you guess? Is this mosquito? Is this mosquito? Really? It is not mosquito, it is sandfly, sandfly. So it is caused by this bite of sandfly. Okay, and you can get a question like, so the causative agent of this Chandipura virus is like mosquito, it is wrong. It is caused by only sandfly. So if you see some facts regarding this so-and-so virus, it is a virus belonging to this Rhabdoviridae family, and especially several species of sandflies like phlebotomine sandflies, Phlebotomus papsi. So these are the sandflies which will cause, but to a very small extent, even Aedes aegypti mosquito is also considered as a causative vector, but there is no clear-cut evidence of this Aedes aegypti. But there are some assumptions, but it is true that it is caused by this sandflies. And this virus which will be residing in the salivary glands of the insects, and that can be transmitted to humans or other vertebrates whenever this so-and-so insect which is infected with this virus is biting on those animals or humans. And actually, so this infection by this virus, it will be reaching directly CNS. CNS is nothing but central nervous system, which is a part, our brain and spinal cord is the part of the CNS, right? So it will be affecting our brain, especially some tissues of the brain will be get affected, and disease will be progressed very rapidly. So first of all, they will be showing a little signs and symptoms, and within days they will be having very high fever in the morning, and their kidneys and liver will be affected by evening. So within a very less period of time, whenever they are getting high fever in the morning, by evening their livers and kidneys will be get affected. So you can understand how fast it is acting. So because of that, it is having a very high mortality rate if they are getting this infection. Okay, so symptoms are, initially they will be getting flu-like symptoms like acute onset of fever, body aches and headache, and it may be proceeded or progress to seizures. Seizures is nothing but fits, and encephalitis, and even breathing distress. They will be not having proper breathing, and even there will be bleeding tendencies, and anemia will be seen, and infection will be leading to mortality within 20 to 48 hours of hospitalization. It is as much as fast, and even it is deadly when we are comparing with that of this COVID-19 also. So I want to give you some practice questions. So see this question. What is this Chandipura virus primarily known for causing? Respiratory infections, encephalitis, gastrointestinal disease, and skin rashes. So tell me the answer. Yes, what is the correct answer? So give me in the comment box. Okay, so this is about our first article of the day, and you can move on to the city page. So in city page, I didn't find anything. Okay, let us move on to other page. So here you can see boy infected with Nipah, critical health protocol put into place in Kerala. So it is also about one more disease called as Nipah virus disease. So what is the keyword? Keyword is Nipah. So where we can see this disease? Commonly seen in Kerala. It is also virus. So earlier Chandipur virus is caused by sandflies, right? Host. And this is caused by fruit bats. Bats. So normally humans, they will be consuming this bats. I'm not talking about small bats. They are fruit bats. So they will be very big, and they weigh about 1 kg, 1.5 kg itself. So especially some people, they will be consuming this fruit bats, and this fruit bats, they are host of this Nipah virus, and whenever people, they are coming in contact with that bats while cleaning or killing or like cooking or etc. So this virus can be easily transmitted. So because of this, they will be getting this Nipah virus. And here you have to understand clearly about this fruit bats. Okay, let us see this article, and this is also again important from your science and technology point of view, from communicable disease. So here this article says that a 15-year-old boy in Kerala has been confirmed to have this Nipah virus, and he had been admitted in the hospital, and now he is in a very serious condition where he is on ventilation support. Ventilation is nothing but oxygen support is given artificially. So now Health Minister of Kerala has implemented health protocols, and even they started quarantine. So what is this quarantine? So this word we heard whenever this COVID-19 also present in our country. So what is this quarantine? So we'll be checking that person met whom, and those will be kept under quarantine, means they should not meet other persons. So they will be get isolated. That is called as quarantine for the close contacts and establishment of isolation wards, because this virus will be also very rapidly spreading. Okay, so because of this, they are going for isolation and as well as creation of isolation wards and quarantine. So if you see the details, it says that we can understand the seriousness of this Nipah virus. So whenever health ministry itself taking care of creating this isolation wards and as well as quarantine, and they're coming with their own protocols, means we can understand the seriousness of this Nipah virus. So this case is highlighting ongoing threat of Nipah virus in Kerala and this region with the previous outbreaks, And even now, this incident raises concern about public health preparedness and as well as response capabilities. And even we are focusing on rapid response protocols also, especially we are activating the health protocols, and as well as we are coming up with multiple committees, and they will be taking care of epidemic management, and they will be taking care of how to minimize this transmission to the other people. And next one here is they're also focusing on isolation of people and as well as treatment facilities. So for this, what we need flexible healthcare infrastructure, and as well as we need to have the expertise to handle this infectious disease outbreaks effectively, and even quarantining of this close relatives or close contacts, that will be helpful for stopping off further spread of this disease to other people. And even we can understand the importance of contact tracing of epidemics as well. And even we will be having public health communication properly, so that we can give some awareness like how to clean their hands, how to use their mask, etc. So that point is also very important. And even you have to see the history of this Nipah cases in Kerala. So frequently we can see this Nipah outbreaks will happen in this Kerala region, so that we can understand the region's vulnerability. And even this health ministry need to have a proper vigilance, and as well as public health education is very important to control the future epidemics in this region. That is the thing which mainly gave. And if you see the basic facts regarding this Nipah virus, so this virus was first identified in year 1999 during an outbreak in Malaysia and as well as Singapore. So from Malaysia and Singapore it had been came to India, okay. And virus, it belongs to Paramyxoviridae family, and it is seen in this fruit bats. So fruit bats will act as host of this Nipah virus, and how it can be transmitted is animal to human. So whenever they are coming in direct contact with this infected bats or sometimes pig or other Nipah related animals, so virus can be easily transmitted from that host to humans. And this one is human to human contact. For example, if I got this Nipah virus, whenever I'm communicating with you, yes, easily virus from in me can be attacked to you. And next one is what is incubation period. So within 4 to 14 days, you can see the symptoms will start. So what is the meaning of incubation period is when the infection causing organism is entering into our body, and when the first sign or symptom of the disease can be seen. So this period is called incubation period. So within this incubation period, what happens here is disease causing organism will be rapidly multiplying in our body, so that it can affect the organs or our immune system. Okay. And next one is what is a treatment? Treatment is nothing but what are the symptoms you are having. To that symptoms, they will be giving the medicines. For example, if you are having headache or fever, they will be giving paracetamol. For example, if you are having muscle pain, they will be giving tramadol. For example, if your body is losing more water, like dehydration is happening, then they will be giving you saline. So what happened? They will be giving just a supportive care treatment. There is no proper medicine to kill this Nipah virus in your body. Only what are the symptoms you are getting, to resolve that symptoms, they will be giving you the treatment. And next one is how you can prevent this. So you have to simply avoid contact with this bats and as well as pigs, which are the host of this virus. Simple thing. And next one is you have to avoid consumption of raw date palm sap, which is contaminated with the bat excreta. Normally, we will be consuming this date palm sap, okay, like water, white water we'll be calling it as. So actually, in that water, it is normally contaminated with the bat excreta, okay. So because of that also, we can get the disease. So try to avoid that as well. And next one is we have to implement strict infection control practices in our healthcare. And even we have to focus on proper surveillance and as well as awareness campaigns in high risk areas. So these are the prevention methods of this Nipah virus. And I want to give you some questions, so try to answer this. First one is, what is the primary mode of human to human transmission of Nipah virus? Through what? First one is airborne transmission. Next one is contaminated food, close contact with body fluids, and D is vector-borne transmission. So which is the answer? Come on, pause the video and type your answer in the comment box. You have to do this. Yes, next question is Nipah virus is primarily associated with which animal reservoir? So in this way you can get questions if you are preparing for other competitive examinations apart from UPSC like CDS or groups or SSC CGL. Wherever you go, current affairs will not leave you like one ad. Like wherever you go, Hutch dog will be following you, right? Okay, so in the same way, which exam you can prepare, but current affairs never ever leaves you. So here please try to give the answer for these two questions. Don't forget. Yes, now let us move on to other page. Yeah, here you can see one article. CPCB plans to check violations in plastic waste trading regime. So recently we discussed about EPR, extended producer responsibility, and as well as plastic waste management rules. So this article is again related to plastic waste trading regime. Okay, so here you have to see what is this extended producer responsibility program. So I'll be giving you the dimension, guys. So what is the keyword? EPR, extended producer responsibility. So from which subject point of view it is important? From GS paper 3, environment and ecology. So here you have to understand what is this EPR. Many times in our class I discussed about this EPR. So I give you some work. So what is this EPR? You have to see what is this EPR. And next one is what are the provisions of this EPR. And you have to see what are the advantages and disadvantages of this EPR. Okay, and what is the significance of EPR in India? What is the significance of EPR in India? So these are the dimensions that you have to see from this article point of view. Clear? Okay, now let us move on to next article. So in this business page, there is nothing much important in our today's newspaper, so you can simply leave this. Yes, in the science page we have articles. Let us see them. So first article is talking about prevalence of NCDs tripled. Infectious diseases had been doubled. So again this article is talking about diseases. So where we can connect? With science and technology again, right? Diseases. So we have two types of diseases. Communicable diseases as I said. And second one is non-communicable diseases. Communicable and non-communicable. So what is this article saying? So if you see the title, it says that NCDs had been tripled. That means non-communicable diseases had been tripled in India, and infectious diseases called as even communicable diseases. This disease has been doubled in India. So where can we connect this exactly? From GS paper 3, science and technology. So let us see this topic in detail. Okay, what is this article saying? It gave some data. So let us have a look over the data. So a recent studies analyzed what this analyzed is mortality rate in India from 1995 to 2018, and they said that non-communicable disease had been tripled in India. So because of that, there is increasing of death rate, and even infectious disease, communicable disease had been doubled. Okay, so overall morbidity is very high in 2014, but in from 2018 onwards there is decreasing of morbidity because of these diseases. And this article is saying that yes, if you see these health issues, so they're influenced by demography and as well as socio-economic factors also. So there is influence of demography and as well as socio-economic factors on this mortality rate in India. So if you see the data, it says that morbidity prevalence had been doubled from 56 out of 1000 in 1995. Out of 1000 people, 56 will be died, but it had been increased to 106 per 1000 people in 2014. but in 2018 had been decreased to around 79. And if you see this non-communicable diseases, so earlier it was 8.6 deaths per 1000 people in 1995. It had been increased to 30 deaths per 1000 people in 2018. And this one is infectious diseases also had been increased from 8 deaths to 15 deaths in 2018. So this is the data which is given. And which state is having high number of morbidity deaths? Okay, so we are having Kerala. Kerala stands first, and least here is in Manipur. Okay, so you have to see that also. Kerala is having high rate of morbidity, and next Manipur is having lowest rate of morbidity. And if you see some important key points which are given in this article, first it is saying about morbidity trends. So morbidities, that means deaths had been increased till 2014. So you can write or you can draw this graph from 1995 to 2014 and next 2018. So from 1995 it has been increased, and from in this way you can draw the representation. X-axis, Y-axis, like that. And next one here is non-communicable disease had been increased, particularly in states like Kerala. So for this, we need to take some preventive measures or preventive healthcare, and even we have to take some lifestyle interventions to manage these chronic conditions effectively. And even infectious disease had been doubled. Okay, so because of this, we have to take proper steps on maintaining sanitation and to avoid contaminated food and water, and as well as proper vaccination, because most of these communicable diseases are vaccine prevented. So we can focus on even vaccination to decrease the prevalence of these diseases. And even this article says that there is regional differences. For example, like socio-economic conditions and accessibility to this healthcare infrastructure, they are also having impact. And next one is Kerala health landscape. So Kerala is consistently having very high morbidity rates, and they suggest a complex interplay of factors including aging population. So here in Kerala, what happened? So younger people, they are migrating to other countries in search of work. So because of that, Kerala state is getting lots and lots of remittances in India, right? But whenever young people they are going out, who will be remaining? Aged people. So aged people, they will be having more diseases and more health related complications. Because of increasing of age, they will be having commonly the age related diseases. So because of this, morbidity will be obviously high if there is high aged population, right? So that is the thing. And northeastern states, they are having very low prevalence of this diseases, and that is the thing which mainly said. And here in this page itself, at corner you can see question that is about Zika infection. So again, this is also one disease. So entirely our today's paper is about communicable diseases, like for example, we discussed about Nipah, and next one is NCDs and infectious diseases, and next one is Zika virus. So what is the keyword here? Keyword is Zika infection. Zika infection, and it is also caused by virus. It is not caused by bacteria. It is a viral infection. So here you have to see what are the complications of the Zika infection. So whenever any pregnant woman, she is getting infection of the Zika, means the baby who is in the womb, they will be having complications, that is microcephaly, like this, very small head, microcephaly. So even I will try to show you the images in Google. I will open the Google so that you can understand well. At least try this from today. Okay, microcephaly. So you can see the images. Normally the head will be this much size, but the head size will be reduced to this much. This much. You can see here, size of head is very, very small. So this is the one complications that you can see in this image, like very small head of kids. Very small heads, very, very small heads you can see here. It is because of Zika virus infection. Okay, so if you see this article, it says that a recent study indicates that maternal Zika virus infection can alter fetal immune development. So in some cases, this kind of complication of small head is seen. In some cases, there is no impact on the head, but whenever mother she is pregnant, whenever she is carrying the baby in the womb, whenever she is getting the infection, even at that time, if they are not having this microcephaly also, means in the future, for the next 2 years, there will be the impact on the fetal immune development. After the birth also, for the next 2 years in the growth stage of that child, they will be having impact on their development of immune system. And even they will be show some physical symptoms of congenital Zika syndrome. Congenital means that is nothing but it is passing from parent to the children, is called as congenital. So we can say congenital Zika syndrome will be developed by those kids. And this article is saying that maternal Zika infection can lead to significant changes in the developing immune system of the fetus, and even it will be having impact on overall health development of that kid. And next one is there will be some hidden consequences like immunological issues will be there. Okay, so we have to go for continuously monitoring of immune system of children. So if immune system is not good, means he may or she may be susceptible to many diseases in the future. Immune system is very, very important. It is like our defense system. So even we can see like inflammation, so it will be causing inflammation in the brain normally. So that infection or inflammation that is seen in the children for next 2 years also. And next one is even there will be alteration of T cell production. So in our white blood cells, we have different types. And these T cells are very, very important for our immune system. And production of these T cells, they will be get affected, so that the children, they will be having compromised immune system. And next one here is public health implications will also there here. So if this kind of people are increasing, means government need to take some steps and special focus on these children. Again, there will be increasing of healthcare expenditure, and even they have to allot a separate section for this kind of people in every hospital, right? So that what happen is healthcare implications will be there here. Okay, so that is the thing. And here I gave you questions. Which neurological disorder has been associated with this Zika virus infection? And one more complication here is because of this Zika virus, not only microcephaly and even Guillain-Barré syndrome we can see. Okay, Guillain-Barré syndrome. So you can get a question like, so Guillain-Barré syndrome is associated with which disease? It is associated with the Zika virus. So in this way also you can get question. And next one is which of the following is known complication of Zika virus infection pregnant women? Very easy, that is microcephaly in infants. Okay, so in this way you can get questions. Okay, focus on this. Yeah, now let us move on to next topic. Yeah, here in the first page itself you can see a rising of anti-malaria resistance in Africa needs an urgent action. So as you all know that I think 15 days ago we discussed one article, that is because of heat waves and climate change. So it is forming a very good environment for mosquitoes to breed. So there is increasing of mosquito population. So whenever there is increased mosquito population, what it happens? Mosquito spread diseases will be also get increased. And now one of that disease here is malaria. So here in Africa, what happened? There is increasing of malaria cases. Apart from that, that malaria is resistant to many antibiotics. Normally in malaria, we will be giving a medicine called as artemisinin. But here artemisinin now it is resistant to this antibiotic. So because of this, we are facing this anti-malaria resistance. So for that, we are going for artemisinin along with the other combinations of drugs to treat this anti-malarial resistance in Africa. Okay, so everything you have to interconnect. So you should not think that what are the news that I got today, I will be reading and I will be leaving today. I will be hearing from one year and I will be leaving from another year. It is not like that. So you have to try to interconnect everything. Everything is interconnected in this world. So if you say this article says that rising resistance to artemisinin-based combination therapies in malaria-causing Plasmodium falciparum parasites, particularly in Eastern Africa, so it is threatening the effectiveness of malaria treatment in India. So now we are going for artemisinin combination therapies, ACTs, to be one of the primary method, and we are using this to manage this malaria in this region. And especially the emergence of antibiotic resistance or anti-malaria resistance, we have to focus on getting of new drugs, and especially we have to even focus on region specific strategies as well. Some areas they're having resistance and some areas they won't have resistance. So we have to identify which regions they are having resistance, and based on that we have to select the drug before giving. And because of this resistance, what happened? What are the treatment options we are having? We will be narrowing of our treatment options. So this is the one problem for the doctors regarding which treatment protocol we have to select in this resistance. And next one here is because of this anti-malaria resistance, now we have to focus on the urgent need of health authorities and as well as international organizations, okay, so that we can have at least the new drugs which are available in the market. And next one here is we have to learn from Asia. So in Asia also we had this kind of anti-malaria resistance, but finally we had adaptations to the drugs and we have implementation of proven strategies, and we finally mitigated this anti-malaria resistance in the same way. Now Africa need to take steps from Asia, and they have to take collaborative efforts from researchers and healthcare providers, policy makers, and finally we have to come up with effective treatment strategies. That is the thing which mainly said. And if you go on to next article, here in this FAQ page, I found this is very important. It is talking about what is a gender gap in education. Is this important? Yes, education, it is the part of our governance which comes in the GS paper too, and especially education is right of all, right? And even Article 21A talks about right to education, and even we have Right to Education Act of 2009, which talks about free and compulsory education for the children who are below 14 years of age. So even though we are having most of the laws and fundamental rights, but this article is saying that yes, gender gap is still persistent in education. Now let us dive into this article. Okay, let us see this article directly. So this article is saying that India's gender gap in education has worsened. So for 146 countries now, India's rank is 129th. You can understand what is the drastic situation of India in this gender gap. So this report is released by World Economic Forum. So you can get a question, gender gap index released by. Okay, gender gap index released by World Economic Forum. So in this way you can get question, or else they will be asking what is the India's rank. India's rank is 129 out of 146. And this article is saying that India's ranking is 129 out of 146 and gender gap is very high, and the gap between male and female is 17.2 percentage points. This is very, very huge. 17.2 percentage gap is present between women and men who are going to education. And if you see, enrollment rates are 48 percentage for women, but there is significant dropouts when they enter into the class 8th. Okay, so and even in the higher education also there is very less access of female, and female enrollment is just 32 percentage in the higher education. And if you see the key points that are given in this article, it says that yes, India's drop in education rankings, it is one of the signal which says about yes, you have to look into this gender parity in your country. And especially there is very high dropout rates in girls, especially when they enter into this puberty stage or when they enter into this class 8. So there is no proper infrastructure in the government schools, colleges, etc. So because of this, girls feel insecure, so that they will be stopping their education. And next one is there is higher completion rates. So girls who have access to the secondary education, they are more likely to complete it, but accessing of this higher education is very difficult for the girls, and once they have achievements, they will be completing that. And next one is building more schools in rural areas, and especially that is very helpful for increasing of girls enrollment. and even emphasizing on infrastructure is one of the key strategy where government can focus to improve women participation in education. And next one is, in every school there is a need of female teacher so that they can create some supporting and creative environment in the schools, so that the girls, if they are having any problem, they can approach this female teacher and they can express their problems and they will be getting solution for that. And even there is a differences in the enrollment rates across the states also. For example, in Kerala there is a high rate of enrollment, but in case of Bihar or UP or etc., there is less rate. So from state to state also there is difference is seen, and government need to take some initiative so that girls education can be promoted. So already government came with a scheme called as Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, even though here enrollment rates are less and gender gap is very high between male and female, so you have to focus on that. And here I gave one mains question, that is, analyze the current status of gender gap in education in India and discuss the socio-economic and cultural factors contributing to this gap and suggest the measures to bridge it. So try to write an answer for this question. And these are the very important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. And one more thing here is, new batch of environment is going to be started from 24th July. Okay, so if you are weak in this environment, and environment is very significant to clear your prelims and as well as mains, because for IFOS and for IAS examinations, so we have common prelims entrance, so that because of that minimum 17 to 25 questions you can get from environment. And if you want to clear this examination and if you want to is this environment and ecology subject, that will be taken by Vilas sir, and our students are enjoying Vilas sir classes. And if you want to enjoy that classes, and you can directly contact me, and the classes will be going to be started from 24th. Note the date, 24th 7 2024. Every day the classes will be conducted from 8 to 1:30, and this classes is there for 10 days. For 10 days we have these classes, and if you want to join these classes you can call me on this number 80765513, and we are providing both offline and online. Okay, thank you so much guys, and please do like this class and share this class to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. Thank you.